Hello, welcome to another episode of the Mindful Introvert podcast. I'm Joe, and I help busy go-getters avoid burnout by creating a more peaceful life through meditation and unconscious reprogramming with neurolinguistic programming and mindfulness. And today's topic, it's exactly this. It's all about avoiding burnout. How can you avoid burnout and find inner peace? And if this is a topic that you'll want to learn more about, if you are struggling in your day-to-day life, with your job, with your business, with your own personal life, and you lack that balance that you are seeking to have, definitely stick around, and we will get into that. So how exactly can we avoid burnout and find inner peace? Firstly, I would like to say some of the reasons why we are burning out. And people who are more prone to burnout are people who tend to be more of a perfectionist, because we have such high standards for ourselves, for others. We are always focusing on the results, on achieving more and having more, that we forget to be more. Or sometimes even we forget who we are, and we allow others to say who we are and determine who we are or who we should be and how we should act. And this goes all for people pleasing, goes all for this fear that we have for not fitting in and being judged, and the shame that can come from it, the fear of rejection and judgment. And it's all around shame and the fear of disappointing people, the fear of being a burden onto people. And this can cause us to be or to act with different criteria that we would if we were alone, so to speak. If we didn't have to impress anyone, or we didn't have to receive acceptance from anyone or validation from anyone. Because most likely it happens to a lot of perfectionists is that when they are alone, they act or behave a certain way, they think in a certain way, and then they adapt to people, and they adapt to the environment that they're in, to their ideas, and they do so because they think that's how they should be, because in order to be successful, that's how you should act, to be more accepted by the group. And this is something that is within our DNA. We do this, not everyone obviously, but if you go back into our history and you see the caveman and that part of our history where we had to, in order to survive, we had to be a part of the group, otherwise there was no way we would survive alone in the desert or in the forest or in the snow. So we had to go into groups and just rely on each other, and in order to be accepted we had to comply with the rules, comply with the oh my god I'm trying to say this word, hierarchy. No, that's not how it is but you know what I mean. And so we had to comply with a lot of guidelines and rules that were not our own. And nowadays we are still doing that. Obviously we have the rules of society, we have the law that we need to comply with, but if you set up aside all of that, you can still be yourself. You still have the freedom, especially if you have internet, if you're listening to this podcast, you have quite a lot of freedom that sometimes you're not even understanding, or you're not aware that you have that freedom to select what you want to consume, the things that you want to buy, the things that you want to educate yourself on. And so, by the fact that you are listening to a personal development podcast and you are getting the tools to avoid burnout and have inner peace, that says a lot of your ability to choose and your options, basically. And that's something to be grateful for. That is an amazing opportunity. And all of this to say that we have it as an opportunity to be ourselves, but we don't do it because we are afraid of what people might say. And we have this major imposter syndrome where we don't take compliments, we don't take good feedback because we think it was someone else's that has all of the credit for it. We weren't as good as they were. We'll never be, we're never going to be good enough. And we're not worthy of those compliments or that feedback or the success that we might even have. And this all happens, and it's really taking away that idea of choosing, and the power is being taken away. We are taking away the power over our own decisions, and we are allowing others to select for ourselves based on their opinion of us. And this can be very dangerous and can have a big impact in our self-esteem. But this comes from the conditioning that we had as a kid. Maybe we had siblings that were stronger than us, smarter than us, and we have always felt a little bit behind, so we're always trying to pick up and be like them. Or we had idols in our childhood, or throughout school we learned to behave a certain way to not draw attention to ourselves, and we've been conditioned. But right now, as an adult that you have the power to choose what you want to decide for yourself, and how you want to be, and who you want to be from this day forward. And that is very empowering. And exactly how I didn't even say what burnout is, but I don't have to say it because I'm sure if you're here, you're probably aware of some of the signs of burning out. But essentially, it's a lot of anxiety, stress, and it can be directed to your work. And it basically comes from not having a balanced lifestyle. So you're either working too much, you're giving your all to your job, you're not resting enough, you don't have a social life, or if you have, you're just putting it to a side. Maybe you're an introvert like me and you're struggling to make those connections with people. You're struggling to have a social life, or you simply don't enjoy it, which is fine, absolutely fine. And the thing is that we have to have a self-care routine. We have to take care of ourselves before taking care of anyone else. And your job is exactly that. Your job is something that pays your bills, is something that you have to do in order to survive. But if you don't have your health, and your mental health is included in this, you'll have to miss work, because there's no way you can go to work stressed out. And this is the key aspect that we have to understand, because if we don't look out for ourselves, no one will. And it's not your employer that is going to look out for you, or it shouldn't be. That's not their role, right? You have to be responsible for taking care of yourself. And one major step, the key aspect that I would say that you can turn your life around, is focus on your identity and do a lot of identity work. Heal your inner child, learn about manifestation, learn about embodying who you want to be, and accepting who you are, reprogramming your unconscious mind. That's the most uncomfortable part, the most challenging part, but also the one that has the biggest impact and the biggest transformation in your life. We'll go back to that a little bit later. I have a very special announcement for you. And I have had that announcement actually. I can talk about that now. So next Saturday, the 30th of January, I will be having a masterclass, a free masterclass that you can attend. It's going to be at 6 UK time, 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be on Zoom, and it's going to be about work-life balance, how you can really set your life to success, to have a successful life with inner peace, avoiding burnout, avoiding stress and anxiety, or rather getting the tools to cope with all of that, reframe your mindset and get you to a position where you can relax and you can rest and you can take care of yourself. And all of this we will be we will be talking about in this masterclass. It is completely free. It's going to be 19 minutes packed full of information, and I would love to have you there. If you want to register for this amazing opportunity, you still have time. I will be still having a few spots left for you to join, and in order to do so, you can just go to the I'm sorry, you can just go to the show notes in the below the episode, and that will lead you straight to the registration page so that you can save your spot, because there are limited spots. And so definitely go there. I'm sure there are still a few spots left. So if you want to know more about how you can balance your life and get to know a little bit of my framework, 3-step signature framework that I work with my clients, definitely register and save your spot for this amazing masterclass, where I will give it my all to really help you set out 2021 to an amazing start and get the balance that you want to have in your life. And so with that said, one of the things that you can do today is start to become aware of your environment and the relationship between the environment and your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts. So I started to become aware of this more or less 5 years ago, when I started to travel more, traveling the world. And that really allowed me to get to know a lot of different cultures and a lot of different environments that I wasn't used to, right? And so by doing so, I could understand in which environments I was feeling better and in which situations I was feeling more at peace. And also the idea of so environment and your identity, your beliefs, your behaviors, it's all connected, right? And if you change one area of your life, it will impact the other areas. And if you take into consideration your environment, and if you make some changes to the way you have your environment set out, you will feel better, and by feeling better, you'll have better thoughts, and by having better thoughts, eventually you will change your beliefs, and you will be bending and maybe even working more towards your in alignment with your core values, and you will boost your spirituality. And by boosting your spirituality, you will be more connected to who you really are. And by being more connected to who you really are, you will be more at peace. So basically, that is what I work with my clients on. But today, for the purpose of today's episode, I think it's really valuable to start from the beginning and start from the bottom end of the pyramid, if you wish, and to have you looking into your environment and understanding where, how, and when you feel at your best, you feel at peace with yourself. So I know that right now I'm in my office and I can see the clutter all around my desk. And I know that when I have a tidy desk, an organized desk, I feel good. I feel more motivated, more inspired, more creative, and I get better sensations when I'm in this room. So I'm surrounded by mess today, a little bit. But at the end of this episode, I will clean up and tidy, hopefully. And another thing is, in nature, usually people, I would say that every single human being feels better when they are in nature. But most of us have forgotten that connection with nature, because we are so used to the comfort of our homes, or we are so used to working in offices or working in artificial environments with artificial lighting, that we forget a little bit of what it is to really be connected to nature and feel your feet on the grass and feel the air, the cold air or the warm air, whatever, whichever country you're in, and just feeling the rain and just that whole idea of nature. The air is fresher and we feel much more inspired, or I think I'm speaking to myself, I feel more inspired and more connected to my true self, and more creative when I'm in nature. And also, if you are, for instance, I'm an introvert, so I know that I don't feel good. I've never had, but it was just 1 year ago that I discovered that I was a true introvert. And so I thought it was just me. I was weird by not liking to be at parties or to be at very big gatherings. I would love concerts, but I couldn't be at a concert because I would have this feeling of claustrophobia. But in essence, I discovered that it wasn't claustrophobia. It was just too many people, just a lot. I don't even have words because I'm getting that sensation of the walls closing down on me and my chest just gets heavy. So it's this self-awareness that I would like you to start raising. Start sensing the environment and do a body scan to understand exactly how you feel inside. What are the thoughts that you're having? And start to declutter your house, declutter your mind, meditate more, even find a little corner or a specific spot where you have a quiet moment where you're away from your phone. You're just maybe reading a book or listening to a book or listening to some music, just calming down your mind. Or go to nature, go somewhere to nature, and just do the things and be in the environment where you feel that is your safe space, where you can recharge your energy, recharge your batteries. You can connect to who you are. There's no judgment, there's no shame, there's no guilt, there's no stress. There's only freedom, there's only lightness, warm, and just fuzzy feelings, and explore that. Okay, so definitely declutter your environment. Make it so that it's easy to maintain clean, it's easy to maintain tidy, and only keep objects that mean something to you. Don't think like, oh, I might need this, so I will save it for later. Believe me, I've done that, and it only works for us to have even more overwhelm, even more stress in our lives, and we are accumulating. And that's another thing, by accumulating we are also accumulating I wouldn't say bad energies, because that's the thing. I don't like to be the judge of bad or good energies. But we are accumulating energy, and that energy has a heavy charge. If that's it's very heavy, in the sense that you don't need it. So it's not supporting who you are or who you want to become. It's just almost weighing you down. And so if it's not serving you, let it go. And I know that sometimes that can be difficult, but try it. Try it. Just look at the thing and ask yourself, how does this make me feel? What's the energy that I'm experiencing from this? Forget about the cognitive side. Forget about the uses that you might be giving it to in 2 years' time when you might need it, and then you completely forget that you have it. So definitely do a declutter. Clear out your environment. Clear out the things that are not serving you, are not helping you become who you want to be. And another thing, to set out habits, environment is also key. So if you have something, let's say you want to, maybe a New Year resolution has been for you to drink more water. If you want to do that, I would suggest to work on your identity to become a person who drinks more water, instead of being that type of person that says, oh, it's such a hassle, it's so problematic for me to drink more water. I don't even like the taste of water. Yes, my mom says this. Who doesn't like the taste of water? I don't know. Let's not get into that. So for some people that struggle to drink water, if you are to set out a bottle of water in each division of your house, that your brain will see you will see the water bottle, and your brain will automatically have the cue for you to drink more water. And so just make it easy. And this is a technique that I'm reading on the Atomic Habits. I think is it by James Clear? I think so. Let me see. Atomic Habits. Yes, James Clear. And it is really cool. I'm still in the beginning. Maybe even if you're interested, I can do a review with my ideas on it further on when I finish reading it. And he says that environment is a big part of having this change of beliefs, and which I understand, and I can agree. That's the word that I was looking for. I can agree with what he says. Although I think that is much more long-lasting and much more effective to work on your identity. So if this is something that you want to work on being someone who is balanced, or on being someone who can create inner peace for yourself, and avoiding burnout, avoiding stress, or at least getting the tools to cope with stress, to cope with anxiety, to cope with overwhelming, stop overthinking, and just becoming confused, and basically getting in your own way. If you want to do this, definitely register for my masterclass that I'm having on Saturday. We will have such a blast. We will actually do a guided meditation. I'm considering doing a guided meditation at the end. So definitely join. If not just for the meditation, that is going to be really cool. We are going to have a little bit of a group meditation going on. So join us there. Create more inner peace for yourself by changing or by evaluating your environment and how you feel in that specific environment, and empower yourself to change. You have the power to change your environment. I'm not saying move countries like I did, but definitely do some tweaks, declutter a bit, make it more to your liking. Maybe create even a vision board that can really help you with that, getting to manifest who you want to be, your dream life, and take a moment to rest, to take care of yourself, to meditate. I have a lot of guided meditations here on my podcast, so just go back and see a few, or not see, listen to a few. And connect with me on Instagram. If you have any questions, I would love to help you out. And I think that is it for this episode. We covered quite a lot of things that hopefully are helpful for you. And I am hoping to see you on Saturday. Remember, Saturday the 30th, so this upcoming Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be on Zoom. Go to the show notes, to the link to the registration page. There are limited spots, so definitely save your spot today, right now, as you finish this episode, and I will see you there. Goodbye.